then before I left, I said, hey, to the casting director, I said, hey, I saw in the breakdown that you guys have, you want someone with real boxing experience. I actually know how to box. I fought for 13 years growing up. Can I shadow box so you can see how I can actually move? So you don't have to like hire a stunt double. So yeah, sure. I start throwing my combinations. I'm doing my shit. I'm moving around. The lady jumps out. I see, how tall are you? Where are you from? The energy switched up. I was on set on Ray Donovan 3 days later.
Welcome to Quotables podcast, where everyday conversations turn into timeless quotes. We're back. This is season 2.5? We call it that.
2.5.
And we have a fire guest for y'all today. Very, very fire. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. Successful actor, producer, filmmaker, songwriter, director. Screenwriter,
boxer.
director. I just learned the other day, successful boxer, diver. He does it all, right? So, he starred in movies like City of Lies with Forrest Whitaker, Johnny Depp. What else we have? We have Roadhouse that just came out with Jake Gyllenhaal, Conor McGregor. You can see him busting heads in that movie. So not only that, but he has a dope social media series out right now where he's bringing your ideas to life. So all you got to do is tap into his TikTok, drop an idea. He might just bring it to life. Go check it out. But we have, a very dope guy. He's a longtime friend of the show. Dominique Columbus.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that.
Round of
Hey,
applause.
that was a hell of an intro. I would say you're on the money with everything except I don't songwrite.
Oh yeah.
My brother does. But I wish I could have that credit still. But other than that, man, hey, way to prepare, bro. No script, no nothing. He did that
This
off
guy's
the top
good.
of the head.
He's media trained. We trained,
yeah.
Got to, bro. We hyped to have you here, man.
Man, I'm stoked, bro. A lot of people don't know, man. Like, I was gonna tell this quick story, right? So when I first started my podcast, Zammy and Dom lived right across from me, and they're actually the ones who gave me like the cameras to use that I didn't even have the time to shoot mine. So much love, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I don't
for sure,
think you forgetting
man.
shit like that.
For
You know what I'm
sure.
saying? But now years later, we all cooking up.
Yeah, constant elevation. I think that's what we're all about, right? But let's start this off with casual conversation, right? How are you feeling today? Like internally,
Great.
But how are you actually feeling?
Like I feel fantastic. I
love that.
I'm one of those people where like before I leave the house, I make sure to fill myself up with joy. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't leave the crib unless I'm at like an optimal frequency that I know that I can give good energy to other people. So don't get me wrong, there's mornings where we might wake up, might be a little groggy, or you might have a long night from before, from creating, shooting, working, whatever it is you're doing. But I think that it comes with morning routine, and I have a very disciplined morning routine that forces me into the state that I want to be in every day, because I think it's a choice.
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah, I gotta know.
Yeah, now I gotta know. Take
What,
notes.
the morning routine or like the state?
the
Like,
routine.
the morning routine, man, it's like as soon as I wake up, dude, like I got to do a task, right? So first thing, something simple. Like I got to make up my bed, right? Something simple. And then I go in the shower, because every time I go in the shower, what I learned about this is when you go in the shower, your brain actually goes into theta mode. So that's actually like equivalent to like when like you're dreaming and stuff like that. So naturally, people get a lot of their best ideas in the shower, right? It was because it's a way for me that it wakes me up. It kind of helps me visualize and already start putting like solid intentions for what I need to get done for that day. So I'm like, all right, cool. So like, for example, this weekend we had to shoot the action John, right? So when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, all right, cool. So when we shoot this, we need to focus on these things today. These are things I need to make sure that are organized, that we need to make sure that we have locked in. So, I go through like my day prior where I'm in the shower already. So by the time I get out, I'm already on like go mode. Like I'm ready to go. Let me go eat. Let me go, go get my workout in. If I have time, sometimes I got to work it at night because we got moves to make, you know?
Yeah.
So I just feel like, between just really setting solid intentions, and I write down my goals every day. I have a planner.
Nice.
I sit down, I write down, okay, what I need to do today, and is this aligned for what I need to get done this week? And then I highlight my stuff as I go throughout the day.
Yeah.
So like it's very concrete. Like I can show you and tell you my schedule every single day.
Yeah, I do the same shit.
So it's not like
like-
loose. It's like I'm very like clear and concise on what I got to get done, because time can go by so fast. The days are gonna move with or without you. So it's like, for me, I'm like, let me just be intentional and get some shit done.
No, that's a fact.
You always been like that?
Yeah, because like now it's so habitual now because I grew up in a family where like my dad was like a drill sergeant damn near. My dad and I had an older brother, so between my parents and then like my mom was always like mad cool. It's like I just always want to kind of just do things because like my mom was never like pressing me like that, but my dad would. My dad and my older brother, so like in terms of being like organized or being clean, like they didn't allow me to have like a dirty room. Like if my stuff was all over the place, they would be like, hold up. My dad would press me about that. So it also came into play because I was a major athlete growing up. So my schedule was so like rigid, like I had no choice but to get on a routine. So like in high school, senior year of high school, man, my practice every day, I had water polo practice. I was team captain of my water polo team.
Water polo too.
Yeah, I was like, what sport?
Yeah.
So water polo.
So we had water polo at 4:30 a.m. So we trained from 4:30 a.m. to 6:30. Then we, got to go ahead and go to school. And then once we go to school, we get off, then have swim practice. And then, so swim practice was on average about 2 hours. So the first hour I'm swimming, the other hour I'm diving because I was the only diver at my school. After I got done with that, then I went to my boxing practice. Then I had boxing practice right after that, though. So I had to go and train because my dad was my coach. Okay. So as soon as I'm done with that, so by the time I'm getting home, it's right around like 6:30, and I got to do my homework. I get to play a couple of games. I'm out. Yep. And it was like that for years, even just growing up. So like from growing up doing track and boxing and doing it's just I've always been on routines. So like I don't know how not to be on a routine.
Yeah. All right, you got to rewind. So we grew up here. You grew up in California?
Yeah.
Okay. What part of LA?
I grew up in Van Nuys.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but I went to Taft High School.
Okay.
Cool. Shout out to Taft High School. Yeah.
Wait, you know about
you I know that.
So when did we start sports? Were you a good student while you were doing all of this?
I was an okay student. Yeah. I didn't like school. I only liked the subjects I was really interested in. So like I'm not gonna lie, like when it comes to like school and education, like I never feel like I was like it was for me. Like I was always like the kid in class that had ADD, being a class clown. But as soon as it was something I was interested in, I fucking aced it. It was never an issue. But you had to have good grades to compete. So if I wasn't eligible to compete, then I had to. You know what I'm saying? But did I like school? No. The only time I ever liked school in my life is I went to LA Film School. Because I went to a trade school where I got to focus on exactly what I wanted to like do. So while I'm going to LA Film School, I'm studying at Meisner for all my acting classes. So I'm like, whoa, I get to focus on directing, producing, and writing. I get to film every day. We get to edit. I'm around the craft every single day, 24/7. I'm like, this is how high school should be. This is how middle school should be. Like, you should figure out what kids' trades are, what they like, and put them in programs that they like, and forget all this other bullshit. If you want to teach them shit, teach them how to, do taxes, teach them how to, invest, teach them like all the process. So I already kind of had that vibe in school where I was like, I'm not gonna be using half this shit in my life. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, that was me. But like, yeah, growing up, definitely was an athlete.
Tell them real quick your boxing story, your boxing origin story.
Which one?
From yesterday. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Light skins get pressed. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, they think you a target. This, that, and the third. Yeah.
So the reason why I started boxing growing up is because I would get set up, right? So I had my neighborhood. It was we lived in like a townhouse neighborhood where it was like 9 units, and every unit had was filled with kids. So we were all homies, right?
Yeah.
But different age group, different races and shit, and all rowdy. So there'd be times though, they'd be like, yo, Dom, you trying to go to the park and play tag? I'm like, yo, let's run it. Let's go. Hey, Pops, Mom, it's cool. I go to the park with the squad. Yeah, all right, let's make sure you're back before 7. All right, cool, I'll be back. We go to the park. And as we were walking through the park, I'm like, yo, we're going past the playground here. I was like, why aren't we going here? And they're like, oh, we're going to go in the field today. We're going to go play over here. I'm like, oh, bad, cool, for sure. We get to this open field. Next thing you know, they go, yo, so-and-so want to run your fade.
Switch up.
Boom. Switch up.
Oh, you got jump?
What?
No,
not jump. It was always one-on-ones. We never jumped.
But what is this? What is this sneak phase shit? That's some LA shit?
It's awesome, like, because that's just how shit was just set up. They're like, yo, I want to run his face. So we all
you had
form a circle, and then now it's like me in the neighborhood. Now he's my homie growing up, which is hilarious. With my homie Mikey at the time, But now he's on me, Mikey. But we used to always fight. He's one of those kids in the neighborhood where you was always get into. You know, he was like one of the neighborhood bullies, right? So, you know, we just run it up, and I never lost my street fights. So what happened is I would come home with this like complete switch up in energy.
Mhm.
My pops is always like, "What's going on?" It happened in times in class where I fought a kid in class for calling me a nigga 3 times.
Been
You know what I'm
there.
saying? So it's just
3
like,
times is the mark.
yeah, no, it is. It is. I always give people 3 warnings. My dad always told me 3 warnings. So long story short, man, it's just like I always found myself in these situations where um, it was always self-defense. And my dad was like, all right, well, I'm gonna start teaching you how to like really box then. So I started learning how to box when I was around 12 years old. He didn't let me compete for the first 3 years. At the age of 15, I had my first like amateur boxing fight, and I won that in 49 seconds because I broke the kid's nose. I really got like in love with the sport, and then I just excelled in it. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
So throughout high school, everybody around me was it's pretty clear like Dom's gonna be like an athlete doing something, rather be in boxing and swimming or diving, because I had full scholarships too.
Mhm.
And then I denied all of them because I was like, "Yo, I want to be an actor and a filmmaker."
When was that switch?
I knew it since I was a kid because I had the opportunity to do Disney when I was a kid. My dad asked me, he was like, "Yo, you want to do sports and you want to do TV?" Because back in the day, you know, you'd be at Target or something like that, random ass agent would approach you. "Oh, you look cute. You know, I love your son's love. We'll bring him to an audition." Cool. So I went to this audition. I didn't even realize I was auditioning for, but it was. I remember them asking me this question, like, "Yo, what's your favorite food?" And I was like, "My mom's chicken soup." And I had everybody laughing, right? So they liked my personality. And then one thing led to the next. So I remember having to go with my dad in this like big ass building. The office was huge, and I didn't know what I was in this room for. Come to find out, they gave me a 3 movie deal for Disney. I had 3 offers for
Sheesh.
different Disney movies, right?
Yeah.
This
So
guy.
what happens is my dad takes me home. My mom and my dad sit me down. They're like, "Look, this is what's going on. You have an opportunity to do Disney right now, or do you want to do sports?" Because at the time, all my friends were doing sports.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I'm like, I made a decision as a kid. Not
How
gonna
old
lie.
are you at this
I'm
point?
like probably like I started running track when I was around like 9 or 10, so it was around that age, you know. So it was like around then. So, but I knew I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna be." I said, "I want to act when I graduate high school."
Mm.
I was like, "I want to act later." So I was like, "I'm gonna do sports now, and I'm gonna act later." I'm so glad I did because I 100% would not be the person I am today if I
For
would've
sure.
took that
Yeah,
route.
yeah.
For sure.
You know?
We all done seen how that
Yeah.
plays out, that, you know,
Well,
child star thing.
everybody's journey is different because I know a couple of child stars that are dope.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
doing
Who-
great. You know
Who
what
was
I'm
the most successful child star of all time?
saying? I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
if I try to think off the top of my head,
I think Macaulay Culkin,
No, because who is he now?
but
You
bro,
know
he
what I
has Home Alone.
Yeah, but like,
What other kid star do you still watch to this day? Like on classic movies, you watch Home Alone every Christmas.
yeah, that's a tough answer. I
that's
don't
a
have.
tough question.
That's a
I was
good
off the.
good one. I can't think of.
Macaulay Culkin, bro, he's
Yeah.
that guy. Kid's the goat.
He
Like
is
he has
still-
Home Alone, bro, 1 and 2.
Yeah, but like longevity though.
Longevity. You said child stars though.
No, I'm saying okay. Well, I guess whose career has been the greatest from a child?
I mean
to now?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
That was it.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay,
And
cool.
I'll be studying
Easy.
my shit,
Easy.
boy.
That's why we asked. We gotta ask.
That's it.
I
That's
be
it.
on my
That's
shit.
it.
I was
Okay.
like-
Okay. So, we were speaking about auditions.
Mhm.
What was your toughest audition, I guess, to date, or something you remember that was just like, damn, that was rough?
To be honest with you, man, with auditions, they're so
They're all tough.
no. It's like, okay, I've had auditions where I've murdered
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't book.
Mhm.
Like murdered. Like, and I know I murdered because I'm talking about like audition, callback, chemistry, testing deal.
Mhm.
and then I wasn't the creative choice. It had nothing to do with acting at that point. It has to do with casting. Who resembles who looks this, who's the fit for this. There's so many variables, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't book it. There's auditions that I've done where I was like, I booked that? Oh shit.
You haven't.
I did a great job, but like it was like, I don't know. It's like it's a numbers game, bro.
Mhm.
Like when I first booked Ray Donovan, I knew I booked that as soon as I walked out the room because I did the audition, and before I left, I said, "Hey," to the casting director, I said, "Hey, I saw in the breakdown that you guys have you want someone with real boxing experience." I actually know how to box. I fought for 13 years growing up. Can I shadow box so you can see how I can actually move? So you don't have to like hire a stunt double. So yeah, sure. I start throwing my combinations. I'm doing my shit. I'm moving around. The lady jumps out. I see, how tall are you? Where are you from? The energy switched up. I was on set on Ray Donovan 3 days later. You know what I'm saying? So like as soon as I walked out, I have a video. I was like, yo, I just booked my first show walking out the Sony lot. I'm literally recording. I knew I booked it. Roadhouse was like, I didn't expect that. Roadhouse, I did that self-tape and I was on the move that day. I had like shit lined up, but I got hit with this and I was like, damn, I gotta go do my self-tape. So I was like, I just hit my girl. I was like, yo, can you help me with my self-tape real quick? I was like, I gotta knock this out. Went in, locked in, sent it in, didn't hear back from him for like a month. And then I got the director session with Doug Lyman. So then when I got the director session, I was like, okay, dope. Did the director session, went well, didn't hear back for like another month. And then at the time, my manager and my agent calls me while I'm in the gym working out. Congratulations, you just booked Roadhouse with Jake Gyllenhaal and Conor McGregor. I'm like, oh crap,
Yo,
that's crazy. That's
ready to do a back.
I had no idea. It was good. It's just because the timing. So it's just one of those things where being an actor, bro, when it comes to auditions, like just be prepared, do your work, and then you gotta just allow God and the universe to like play out in your favor because there's so many variables.
So with that being said, what can you tell or what advice, right? I want to like real advice, right? Something in your experience that was like a tip or something you learned that really was a turning point in how you handled your acting career that allowed you to continue to book or something of that nature. What can you tell like aspiring actors that maybe haven't booked their big break just yet?
Whatever you're visualizing, right? Like in terms of like that big thing, that massive thing, make it this big. Make it this big. And the reason why I'm gonna say that, it's gonna sound crazy. I remember I had a testing deal for the show, right, on Apple TV. And when I first got the audition for it, just focused on the role, right? I was locked in. I was like, oh, this is a badass role. I'm gonna kill this character. Cool. Audition, callback, chemistry read, and then I get my testing deal. Now, when you get a testing deal, they send you the contract. So you find out how much you're gonna be making every episode, and I got a 6-season deal, right? 12 episodes where I'm making like well over about 5 to almost 6 figures an episode, right? So what happens is, here goes this huge thing now. It's in front of me. And I have a testing audition still. Not because they send you the contract, you have to sign, you have to send it in because it's between you and another person. So once they make their choice, the contract's already need to be ready to go so they can start the process.
Yeah.
Now, here's where the mistake was from my end, right? When I got the contract and once I saw everything, that audition became so much fucking bigger in my head. I was like, oh my gosh, like the stakes were so high. I still did a great job on the audition. I'll tell you what happened though. I didn't get it. Now, neither me or the other kid got it. They decided to do a complete recast on the entire show, right? The producers and directors couldn't figure out what was going on. So, but the reason why I feel like I still didn't get that is because there's a part of me that knows that like I was in my head a little bit that day. I put too much pressure on this thing instead of just doing my fucking job.
Right.
I made it this huge thing. And that's why I feel like when I got Roadhouse, it just manifested. When I got City of Lies, it just manifested. This new movie I did with Shirley MacLaine, Oscar-winning Hollywood royalty. It's just like, I just feel like the less I make things bigger in my head, the easier it is to manifest because I'm just like, yo, like, don't make it that big of a deal. Like, stop putting that much pressure on yourself. Like, this is what you do. Show up, do the job, and then just focus on the work.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's beautiful.
You know?
Because that's a fact. And that's something I've been learning recently, probably a lot this year, is that because you can take that across, any type of profession, any type of career is like, job interviews, anything that you're trying to land, stop, overthinking it and making it like, if I don't get this, the world ends. The world's going to keep going. And, just do your best. And, when you're done, when you leave that, that interview, go back to your life, man. It's not as big as
the
you
world keeps going. Like, it's not yours. It's not yours until it's like signed, sealed, delivered. It's yours.
Yep.
Yeah.
But even that, I signed a contract. Imagine, I'm still signing it, but it's not yours. So they say, congratulations, you got the role. you got the job. Like, don't celebrate. Don't like, and I think I would just tell every actor, just to like, just focus on the work, bro, and everything else will play out.
Speaking specifically about roles, what do you think the perfect role looks like for you?
I'm creating it.
Mm.
I'm creating it, honestly.
Mm.
Like my main, I feel like, gift as an actor is being able to really stand out in the action and drama space because of my history and my experience of just being a fighter. Like, I fought amateur. I never went pro. I make that very clear. But like, my entire family is entertainment and is boxing. There's no there's like no in between, right? So when you put someone like me into an action film or an action-based show, like, you don't gotta worry about extra stunt doubles because certain stunt doubles can't move like me. They're not as sharp. They're not as like I really do this
trained.
shit. Like, I really do this shit. My family, my dad and I really like put in like a lot of years into this craft, and I learned a lot, So like when I do this, like I really love it, But I also know that it's a catch-22 because as an actor, of course, I have like my dream role. Of course, I want to be like that Marvel superhero, that DC Universe superhero. Like, I got a favorite character from both universes, right? I'm a fan of both, so that's why I can say both. Like, so if one manifests over here, bet. If one manifests over here, bet. I'm a huge fan of both, right? But I love that shit. Like, I grew up watching action. Like, my dad and I used to love all the Bruce Lee movies. I used to love Jackie Chan. When it comes to like the Rush Hour Johns, like those movies where it's like fun, but it's like comedic, but dope action, but like still had like actual dope storylines. Like, it just all connected. Like, I love that shit. That's like for real. So I say this to say, like, as an actor, you have two choices. You can sit there and you can wait for that audition to come in, or you can create the opportunity for it to happen. So that's why I'm doing this 60-day challenge on my TikTok, where every week we're selecting a comment and we're bringing it to life, and we're creating these 6-minute action shorts. And it's me and my filmmaking team showing y'all, like, we can really do this shit on a high level too, fast turnarounds, but like, look at the level we're doing it at. Now, I have enough experience under my belt to where we can move that fast, where we can be able to do that. But at the end of the day, I think it's about showcasing what you can do. And the more things you create that showcase what you can do, I'm saying showcase. Think about back in the day, right? When an artist had to, get people to come out, they had to put together a showcase. Invite the managers, the agents, to put together a show, an act for them to see what they can do. Now, this is the showcase. Okay? So mind you, like, I have to even tell myself this in times, right? If there's certain content I create, I know it'll perform really well just because of what internet likes, right? Now, if there's certain this content I'm creating now, if it doesn't get as many views right away, dude, I'm not stressing. Fuck the views, because the shit that I'm creating right now is so dope. I know that, like, it's about consistency, right? And it's also because I have a bigger vision. This is to showcase to studios. The things I'm creating right now, I'm gonna get my fans. I'm gonna get everything that my team wants. But this is for me to be able to be like, when I sit down in the meetings and in these rooms with these execs, or I'm sitting with my managers and my agents, and I go, look at my body of work as an actor and look what my filmmaking team can do. This is what we're creating. This is why you need to trust us. Look what we can do. So it all just leads up to a bigger vision, to where, like, now if people see you doing it, now people see me, they're like, oh, Dom does action, Dom does action, Dom does this. You think that's an accident? I'm putting it in front of your fucking eyes all the time. So I want other casting directors and other producers and other directors to be like, oh, Dom's that guy for that, Michael B. Jordan has a great career. I love his career because he did solid roles. You went from Fruitville Station, and you had Creed, and then you had Black Panther, and then now he's producing and directing his own stuff. He did the Rainbow Six thing. He did the Tom Clancy John, and then he just did Creed 3. So what I'm saying is, you have a leading action man that's doing and creating things that he wants, but all started from doing like solid quality shit. He knew his niche. He had a good director, that helped build with him. But I say this to say, like, I'm putting it in front of your eyes. So that perfect role, I think, if you're not getting it right away, you got to create it. And then if you get it, then good, bet. If I got the perfect role, like great. But even the perfect role ends. Ray Donovan, that was the perfect role. My character, I was supposed to be on that show for 4 episodes. I got written into the show. he's an amateur fighter that becomes a professional boxer in the show. I'm knocking out people, but it all comes to an end.
Right. What's the next thing?
What's the next thing?
Yeah.
Game of Thrones, biggest show in the world at one point. That show came to an end. Years go by, now they have this new one, but it all comes to an end. So it's like, just keep creating and just, I don't know, I just love entertaining people. So I just want to just keep being on that level.
I mean, I can say I had the pleasure of seeing firsthand what he's capable of and how he, you know, runs his run and gun sets. And I was impressed. Now we don't have any professional training. We're YouTube University guys, right? But at the end of the day, seeing him work on set was, even in his team as well, was very inspiring, and I learned a lot because, you know, they come well prepared. But at the same time, what I was impressed by was how y'all were able to think on the fly, right? And still keep, you know, the storyline together, still keep everything intact. But okay, we're faced with this decision. We got to shoot it this way, or we got to do this. Let's switch it up, do it. And y'all just kept it moving. It was fire. Y'all got something with that. I like that.
It's adaptability, man.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you, what's that like? What's the most important thing when you're? I guess you're on the flip side now, kind of running the show, opposed to being a part of the act of the show. Is applicability or adaptability on both sides important? Like, what are key attributes from both sides of the spectrum?
Yeah, humbly, I would definitely say adaptability. Like, I think I'm on both sides equally, to be honest with you. Because I say this to say, I've worked with the best. I've worked on high levels, but I'm still not A-list yet. I'm still not a household name yet, to where if they book Dominique right now, I'm gonna sell out theaters nationwide.
Right.
Jake Gyllenhaal, Leonardo DiCaprio, Denzel Washington,
Johnny
Will
Depp.
Smith, and the names go on. Even if you want to go Tom Hardy, right? These cats will, because one, they got the opportunity with a great role and it manifested. But two, it's just where they are at now as an actor. Like, there's levels to this shit, right? So I know I'm on a high level, but like, I'm hungry, yo. Like, I don't want to just be, like you said, only just on one side. Like, I'm hungry enough to know, like, okay, this is what I want to do. I want to run shit. I'm going to run shit. I am running shit. But I say those three for a reason, because ultimately it feels good to know that, like, I'm building towards a legacy where, like, ultimately I'm going to be able to not have to wait for somebody else to give me an opportunity for the rest of my life. I can create it.
Right.
So if I just got to go through, like, the hustle and bustle and the grind and just make shit happen right now until, like, I do have all of that, then bet, you know. But I don't know. I just think it's like, there's no excuses. You know, I think artists, for example, who, like, don't put shit out weekly because of whatever, it's like, it's all excuses. Like, you have people working every day and still putting shit out and blowing up. So it's like, I'm like, I don't want to, I've waited around, I've done it. You know, we've gone through a pandemic, we've gone through a writer's strike, and that shit sucks. That shit sucks. So I was like, I'm not gonna do that no more. So I just create, bro. I just want to just not wait and see what happens. You know?
I love that.
Is there a role you would never take?
Yeah, for sure. There's all kinds of roles, but I mean, to be honest with you, like, I just like to clarify, like, I'm a leading man. So, like, I like to do projects and take on roles that are leading man roles, you know, and just keep it there.
Let me ask. So real quick, your scenes with in City of Lies, right? With Johnny Depp, right?
Yeah.
Johnny Depp and Forrest Whitaker. Was it intimidating being in those scenes with such, like, versed actors? Like, I mean, you're looking eye to eye with these guys on this set, and it's like, bro, you're fucking Pirates of the Caribbean. Like, bro, I'm looking at, like, was it intimidating, or how did you handle that situation?
Intimidating, no, I wouldn't use that word. When I sat down and like, when I first met Johnny, of course, the first thing that's running to your head, you're like, oh shit, Johnny, right? You're like, bet. But then there's this thing where you're just like, all right, let's get to work. Because, like I said, I've been an athlete my entire life, and I've performed at high levels as an athlete. You know, I was #1 in California in high jump. I was #1 in the Valley. I was third in the nation in high jump. My track team, we're number one in the nation in our 4x1 relay. So it's like that's just on track. We're talking about other sports. I've always done things at a high level. At the end of the day, it's like, I just know at the end of the day, you're just another man. And it's my job to come prepared and be ready to work. So am I inspired by this person? Absolutely. Does this person motivate me? Do I feel like as soon as I step in their presence, I better be on my A game? 1,000%. 1,000%. As soon as I stepped in front of Johnny, I was like, but I knew I was ready to go.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like, it's not like if you're nervous or intimidated, then you're like, I don't know. I think those are like, you're putting someone else like above you, and there's no man above anyone. I'm not above anybody. There's nobody above me. I don't give a fuck what the label is, but we all believe with the same. We all bleed the same. So I'm just saying, like, that's how I look at it. And I've gotten enough experience prior under my belt to where when I got in front of Johnny, I felt confident enough to do my job. I got that experience on Donovan. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm working with Liev, I'm working with John Voight, Oscar winner, with Eddie Marson, and then Puchal, and all these people that are been on the networks and on shows for years. So it's like, I got my opening start on a juggernaut show. So everything else I do, like, that was my start, bro.
Yeah. I think a big, thing about being in those situations and holding your own is if you're prepared or not, is what I noticed. If you're prepared, then you feel right at home because you're like, I've done the work. So what is there to be worried about? If you're not prepared, if you haven't done the work, you kind of skip the process and you're just on this big set. That's when,
You
the
get
nerves kick in.
imposter
syndrome.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, I got that Kobe Bryant mentality. Like, I love Kobe, bro. Like, he inspired the shit out of me because he's like, he was inspired by Michael Jordan. He loved Michael Jordan. You could look at a lot of Kobe's moves. You could tell they came from Michael, but he was still like, I want to be better than you.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah.
and same thing with LeBron. Like, I'm using these analogies. Like, now if we want to go to boxing, you have somebody like, before Muhammad Ali became Muhammad Ali, you know what I'm saying? You had
Sugar Ray.
Not Sugar Ray. There's another Robson. There's another fighter. I'm blanking out right now. This is embarrassing. But regardless, before Muhammad Ali became Muhammad Ali, there's already somebody considered great before him. He had to believe that he was the greatest. You see what I'm saying? So, and then now you have the new upcoming generation. You have somebody like Floyd Mayweather who goes, no, I'm the greatest. And then he has his stats and proof on why. So my point is, it's like, I don't think it got to be from like an egotistical way. I think it just got to be from like, no, I studied the greats so I can become better. I studied the greats just like when a dad has a child, he wants his son to be better than him.
Yeah.
It's just facts, you know what I'm saying? Or if a mother has a daughter, whatever it is, you want that next generation to be better. So it's like, yeah, they're gonna study your shit and find a way to enhance it, just like all these athletes do now. My bad. Just like all these athletes do now in sports. Sports now are so much more advanced than they were 2 decades ago. You know what I'm saying? So it's just elevation, in my opinion.
Speaking of the greats, we need your actor Mount Rushmore.
Now, Rushmore got how many? 4?
4
Okay.
heads.
All right.
My actor, Mount Rushmore. What's that mean?
Like your top 4.
Top pinnacle of acting all time. Excluding yourself.
I mean, yeah, I'm not. I wouldn't even put myself in it right now. Like, just because of people that I'm inspired by. Like, I gotta say Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay.
Just because like I love that he's just versatile. Like, that's why a lot of the shows I create now, I'm mostly like, I love creating like anthology type of style series because I feel like I'm versatile. It's a cool way to showcase different things.
For sure.
Man, he's not my favorite actor. Actually, no, wrong. I'm gonna have to say I also throw in Will Smith in there. Love Will's work. Been a huge fan of Will Smith.
Yes.
Philly mans, that's why.
Yeah. I think he's my favorite actor all time though.
Jack Nicholson.
Okay.
Okay. We got to get that.
Jack Nicholson is a beast. And then honestly, for the last one, it's a tie between Meryl Streep for me or Charlize Theron. I know it's like kind of like different, but Meryl Streep I think just is a different monster. I love Meryl Streep, but like Charlize Theron is like one of my other like favorites too. I mean the list goes on. I don't know, like I'm not gonna lie. I got like I feel like I got like a top 10. Like the list goes on, you know.
No, that's good.
Because a lot of because their work it just speaks volumes. Like I don't know, like someone like Will Smith, when you have like that catalog, like that's what I dream to have.
Mm-hmm.
He has a catalog of work. Despite the shit that happens in his life personally,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you, like I'm one of those people like I don't really care about gossip.
Yeah.
Most of my friend groups and the things we talk about ideas and what we're creating, and that's that. We don't really talk about gossip. I
Mm-hmm.
don't really care about it, honestly. So, yeah, shit gets talked about to me. If he slaps Chris Rock, it's gonna be everywhere. But like, I don't know. I just kind of be like, all right, well, you guys don't shit to worry about. But I'm still a fan of this work.
Right.
If I talk about the craft, yeah.
Nah, I
So,
like that.
yeah.
I like that. It was good. So, I think we got a little more time. I want to get your thoughts on how do you feel about what has gone down with Jonathan Majors and the whole Marvel situation, and just his career overall. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's just unfortunate, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know all the details,
Mm-hmm.
so it's hard for me to speak on somebody else's business that I don't know all the details. I just know that when your name is being thrown around in certain categories, it becomes detrimental.
Yeah.
So regardless of what happened or didn't happen, I
Mhm.
just feel like nobody wants to see that at the end of the day. Like, it's like, damn, that sucks. Like, the guy had momentum.
Mhm.
He had just did Kang and Ant-Man, and then he
Mhm.
also had the Loki. He just did Creed 3. He just booked the new Dennis Rodman thing. He had some dude is on a wave. And I would just say, moral of the story, because again, I don't know all the details, but it does have to do with being involved with the wrong woman. So
Mhm.
as a man, I would just say, be careful on who you allow into your circle, who you surround yourself with, type of women you're around. The tensions are like, you got to be careful of that shit, because girls have different agendas.
Mhm.
Certain women, not all of them. Like, I have a great one, so
Mhm.
I'm good. But
I don't know about that life.
but I'm just saying this is facts. We live in Hollywood,
Nah, it
right?
is.
We in Hollywood, there's a lot of energy vampires, and what happens is
Energy vampires.
like
Sheesh.
what
Okay.
happens is, bro, like when you have a moment of success or you're in the limelight and other people aren't in that, they want that energy.
Mhm.
Sometimes they don't even know it. Sometimes it's more like, for example, I love when Dave Chappelle talked about this on a special. He was like, yo, one time we went to a club at night, and my table, for me, it's just another night. I'm going to a club. But for the guy next to me, he's like, yo, my table was next to Dave Chappelle. He's
Mhm.
like, I'm living in that guy's dream right now. Right? He's like, right now, this is like a normal night for me, right?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm living that guy's dream. But it's like, for that guy, it was like the biggest thing. Like, he's like, right, posting, like, oh, Dave Chappelle's next to me, da 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 da. And it's like, when you ultimately think about in the grand scheme, right, is what happens is we're either in other people's dreams or they're a part of ours.
Yeah.
So I know that if, like, for example, this year when Roadhouse came out, became the most watched movie of all time on Amazon Prime, broke all the records.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. The amount of people that I feel like that hit me up to show love versus people that hit me up out the blue to try to hang out because of what I was in was very clear.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was, the people hitting me up to really show organic love, like, appreciate y'all. Even people I haven't spoken to in a few years, it was genuine.
It's clear. It's very clear.
Other people, it just felt like weird. Like, I'm not gonna call any names, but there was a specific person I tested on. I was like, no, I got a weird feeling, but they invited me out. And then they were like, yo, this is my boy from Roadhouse. This is my boy from Roadhouse. My boy from Roadhouse. My boy from Roadhouse. And I was like, my name's Dom, right?
Right.
Like, what's up, bro? And they're like, oh, what's your name? So, like, I don't know. Like, I just kind of feel like I get the intention at the same time of being like, yo, trying to highlight somebody's credibility.
Mm-hmm.
But I just feel like a lot of my friends and I'm blessed to say, a lot of us are successful in what we do.
Mm-hmm.
When we go into a meeting, so we're in a room and environment, I go, hey, meet my friend so-and-so. Like, I introduce them their name. And they want to go and tell you everything they do about their life and their career and shit, bet.
Right.
But all in all, like I just be like, yo, this is my boy Cap. Like, yo, it's my boy Cap. I'll say something like this. Yo, this is my boy Cap, man. He's a dope creative. Y'all should chop it up.
Exactly.
Keep it pushing.
Exactly.
Like, but he has his stats. My boy has the #1 movie on Roku right now, Real Bros of Simi Valley. Him and Jimmy Tatro has 99% on Rotten Tomatoes. So it's like, my point is, it's like the way when people throw stats out, I kind of like, I'll just be aware of like the intention behind it. You know what I'm saying? I know there's a time and place, there's networking, there's all these factors that can go into it, but I say this to say, going back to my point of like women and energy vampires and being specific on who you have around, you know, when you are doing good and when you have a lot of momentum, people just want to know what the energy feels like. And sometimes they'll do crazy shit to be a part of it. And it's why I feel like maybe Johnathan Majors got around a girl who is, I don't know. Again, it's just that energy.
You know what that reminds me of, right? And I actually wrote this down, but that reminds me of back at when we was neighbors and whatnot. And I was dating this chick, and she was crashing out in the crib, and she started to get violent. And like, I was chilling. My man was upstairs. He's visiting. He's upstairs. I was trying to just chill. Like, I had a Johnathan Majors moment. Oh shit. Yo, I literally, we just got back to Glendale. We was at a light. I got out the car at the light and went to the crib.
Oh man,
She came to the crib. And then I let her in, and she was just like crashing out, and I was just like trying to play it down. Then she started getting violent, so I'm like, all right, you gotta get out the crib. I just like politely escorted out the crib, and you just happen to be walking past.
Yo, this girl was not having it, bro. She was slamming on the door, bro.
Crashing out. But I say that to say, he's saying the same sentiments, because when he saw that, he walked past, but he hit me later and said the same exact thing. He's like, man, I saw what just happened. You know, are you good? Because, you know, at the end of the day, they're going to try, anything can happen, especially people of our color. You know, they might try to set you up, things like that. So I just want to make sure you're good, blah, blah, blah. And I appreciated that, because that was real. Yeah, not everybody will understand that. If a different person was walking past, who knows what they would think. But like, you understood, and you hit me up and told me you understood. So I appreciate that. I didn't forget.
Nah, bro, it's real. Because you know why, man? Like, I feel like, look, man, like, we're all, like, we're in a time where everything is the most expensive it's ever fucking been. Okay? Extra drama is just not fucking needed. It's a waste of time. So it's like, for me, I don't know. I feel like, you know, when we're living that building every single day, I see us all putting our best foot forward. We're putting our efforts to just continue to make shit happen, to create or do what we got to do just to continue to build and survive and live and create legacy, all that shit, right? So it's like, when I see random glitches like that, I call them glitches, I'm just like, yo, you got to watch out for that shit, bro, because it's a glitch. Like, they're trying to fuck up the flow, and it's a waste of time. So, and plus, you're such a fucking cool dude. So I'm like, why is this girl crashing out like this, bro? Alexander's one of the most chill people, bro. This girl's crashing out, dude. So it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, man, just, you know, if you see a red flag or something like that, like, hey, get rid of that.
No, it's a fact.
Quick, bro. You know.
How much time we got?
We're probably about.
Okay, cool. I got one more question in action. You might have one more question.
Yeah.
You go ahead, ask
we got time. I'm not sure.
Who do you think has revitalized their career the best? Kind of touching base on that Johnathan Majors point.
Robert Downey Jr.
Easy.
Ooh,
That's why
yeah,
I got it.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I got
You got it written down?
Yeah, easily, right?
Bro.
Crazy.
Bro.
He was kind of a crash out.
Bro,
that,
bro,
became a goat.
Bro, time out, bro.
He's low key on my top 4, by the way.
With a kid, bro. Somewhere like,
Oh, for real?
bro. You know the
I
story,
didn't
bro.
even know that.
Bro, okay, go read the story, bro. I'm not gonna like.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna. You know what I'm talking about, bro. Just go look up the story, bro. And then he becomes Iron Man.
And
crazy.
It's a.
Let me tell you this though. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, everybody got their own destiny, their own journey, their own karma, their own energy, and whatever his karma or energy was, bro, that shit must have got cleared or something. Because you know what, though, man? Like, what I can say is Robert Downey Jr. is a badass actor, and he showed me super amount of love when I was on Ray Donovan, because when I used to train, I was training at his gym. It was his private gym. And one day, bro, I was jumping rope. I was just going off doing my thing. I remember my coach was sitting there, and he was sitting there watching me, and there's a guy that walked in. I remember seeing my peripheral, but he had a hoodie over his head, fucking full beard, look just like grind mode, right? Like look sweaty, like I didn't even bro. And they're just watching me, bro. And then once I got done with the round, my boy Rob Garcia is the coach. Shout out to Rob. He goes, "Yo, Dom, come over here real quick. I want to introduce you to somebody." I'm like, "All right, bet." And I'm like, walk up, taking my headphones. As I'm walking up, I realize it's Robert Downey Jr. I'm like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, fuck me up.
That was an oh shit moment. I'm not gonna lie. That was an oh shit, because know why? I didn't expect it. It's like you know when you go to say you're like, I'm about to work with so and so, but like
in the gym, you're locked in. You're not.
I'm locked in, bro.
Yeah.
And he shows me like he's like, "Yo, man, he's like, you used to really box, huh?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I knew it, man." He's like, "I love your character on Ray Donovan." He was like, "Great work, man." He was like, "I'm gonna keep my eyes out on you, man." He was like, "You're great work, bro." He's like, I knew you really box." Him and Rob were talking about it. So I was like, that's love. But that's my little Robert Downey Jr. story. But look, at the end of the day, it's like, I think in terms of revive the career though, I think that is a great story. I don't know, like, because the case was crazy.
That was a case?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't know
Like
nothing. My bad.
We'll study.
We'll talk.
Yeah. But other than that, though, I mean, I hope Johnathan comes back. I mean, I think he's a great actor.
Yeah.
Fire.
You know.
So, last question. Roadhouse 2 got cleared, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
What can you tell us about Roadhouse 2? Anything you can tell us?
What can you tell me?
Well, shit. Roadhouse 1's breaking records. Everybody's watching it. Amazon Prime, all them records. They said, what I can tell you is that was the quickest I've seen a second movie get cleared. Like the first one was still getting played. You still doing promo for the first one?
Yeah, I know, literally.
Is that the hat you have on, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah,
no, that's fine.
Roadhouse hat. But honestly, man, that like right now it's just we're just on standby. You know what I'm saying? You know, the other one, this just came out, and people gotta understand, like, to make a movie, like when they say it gets cleared, that means it's cleared so they can start working on the script.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So like, there's still a process to this shit. So again, there's gonna be updates, there's gonna be news and shit, but as of right now, it's just on standby. You know, they gotta develop. We don't know what's gonna happen, and hopefully we find out sooner than later. You know, and then if not, then we're gonna see. Like I said, we just don't know, because if they don't announce anything yet, it's because they're developing the script. That shit takes time.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, you know, so hey,
all right.
when it comes to Roadhouse 2, like I said, we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
Y'all heard it here first, man. We'll see what happens. On the ending, you know some Denzel shit, don't you? Some Denzel shit. When I say Denzel shit, like motherfucker point a gun at you, you flipping on them type shit. You know some of that shit, don't you? A little bit.
High key.
Yeah.
High key.
Little good. What can you
High key.
teach? What can you teach us real quick? If we can put it on the center camera, yeah, that joint. If we stand up right now, can you show me some shit? Like if I swing a punch at you standing up, like, what you gonna do? Let's see. We got an action star in the house, so I want to do.
Sure.
Oh shit, hold on. Let's back it up a little quick.
Yeah, fuck it.
I want to get it all. This
nigga want to get flipped. I ain't trying to get flipped.
Let's see.
All right,
Let's see how much you know. Okay.
All right,
That's good. All right.
So how would you jab?
Let's see. Say I come with a left and a right. Say.
Yeah, he fucked you up, cuz.
That's what I would do. I would counter it and jab quick. I didn't touch your face on purpose. I just wanted to sit just to get there.
That's how he made the money.
I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready for that. Hold on. Okay. Say I come with a.
See, I'm already here with it.
Bro. Say I come with a.
I'm still coming here. I'm coming over here now. I'm coming.
Bro, this thing.
How you moving without you didn't lift up your feet?
All right, say
it's all angles. So a lot of times
move.
So a lot of times when I move, like it's just all a pivot. You know what I'm saying? So you can oh shit. You can, all right. So you can just move though. You know, so like I'm just very like boom. So what you trying to do though?
Say I ain't got no technique and I just come with a.
See what you're already doing what you're already doing wrong.
Yeah.
So go into your stance.
Yeah.
You got it? Your stance, right?
Yeah.
Your hands are way too low. See, all this is too open.
Okay.
And then when you bring them up,
That's why you jabbed me that first
yeah.
time.
So if you're gonna have them this low, you better be ready to shift it.
Okay.
Because if I'm gonna have my hands this low,
Yeah.
look how far I am from you.
Yeah. I can't reach shit.
If I'm in the vicinity of you,
Yeah.
I'm here, and I'm gonna keep my elbows tight.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep them like this.
Oh yeah. I feel good.
If you had them open like this, I can sketch you with it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
we're not catching any audio, just so you know.
That's fine.
That's fine.
oh, it's no audio.
Well, it's the mics.
It's getting a little bit, right?
They're not omni, right? They're direct.
They can get the audio. They can get the audio.
Yeah, it's good.
Let's turn it. Is there a way to check the audio? Just make sure we're getting it.
I mean, try to say something.
Check.
Speak.
A little bit, yeah.
Little bit.
That's
You getting
alright.
this?
I
We'll
worked
boost
it in
it, we'll
post. We
boost
got
it.
AI and shit. Okay.
So what would you want to learn? What's your thing?
Okay. So say, what if somebody try to just grapple
Maybe
me?
you could just capture audio on your phone and then just maybe sync it,
Mm-hmm.
just in case.
Yeah. That's what we're gonna do. Cause that is record. All right. So say
Recording.
somebody just try to like
All right,
grapple me.
so
'Cause
for
I'm a
example-
small dude, right? So someone might just try to like.
Well, I mean, in terms of grappling you, I mean, most people would try to like shoot.
Yeah, they
You know what I'm
try.
saying?
Okay.
But if they're gonna shoot, like so, for example, if you're gonna shoot towards me,
Shoot.
I'm gonna come back down here
Okay.
and I'm gonna back.
Oh damn.
You know
Oh,
what I'm
you
saying?
hit. You hit.
I
With
ain't-
the
Yeah,
ball.
I'm gonna hit you
Attacking-
in your elbow.
Oh.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
head
because
with
what
the
happens is that sometimes, a lot of times when like I'm expecting like as a boxer, right? Most people are gonna want to probably shoot.
Mhm.
So if you're gonna shoot, go ahead shoot. Pop, 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 you know,
Oh,
so I'm
shit.
gonna light
Oh,
you
you
with
fucking niggas
uppercuts,
up.
and I'm
Okay.
going backwards.
Yeah.
No,
So-
bop. It's crazy.
Yeah, like I'm going to light you up going backwards because like me, I feel comfortable fighting backwards.
Damn.
So it doesn't
Okay.
matter where I'm at. So if I see somebody gonna shoot,
Shoot.
like, I'm going like
Damn.
I'm gonna find
I'm
a way
going
to
right
get in
into
there.
the punch too.
That's
That's
what I'm
no,
saying.
you gonna run straight forward.
yeah, it's gonna go straight into it. I'm stopping it right now, but I'm saying it's like, and if I really want to like fucking digging that shit, but again, it just depends. So for me, what I do when I'm looking at somebody, right? So I look at you, I go, oh, okay, so he's orthodox.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna put
Right side.
my foot right side of your foot at all times.
Mm-hmm.
So if we were just fighting on a street fight, because what happens is I know that as long as my right foot is on the outside of yours, I can pivot here.
That's why they say that. Okay.
Because guess what? And you're gonna be also in line for my straight left.
Damn.
Because I'm
Now you
southpaw.
planning.
Okay.
If I'm orthodox,
Mm-hmm.
now I'm aligned with you. So now if you wanna dodge my right,
Yeah.
it's gonna be more natural for you to dodge that way.
Yeah.
A lot of times, as a southpaw, you gonna go into my shit.
Okay. I see.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
just
My guy. That's
Yeah.
it, man. Y'all
Yeah.
seen it here,
That's
man.
it.
Lessons, man. Lessons,
That's
man.
it.
That was
Light skin
beautiful.
on light skin violence.
Light skin, light skin, fine.
Light skin on light skin.
No, that was fine. That was
Nah,
fine,
much
man.
love,
I
much love,
appreciate you. I mean,
Yeah, bro.
That's all we got for you today, but that was beautiful.
I was gonna ask for a final quote, but that was a
What's
good
up?
quote.
You
Punching
do a last
niggas in
quote.
the face. Yeah.
No. What's the quote?
What's a quote that you live by? What's a quotable for you? Something that you want to pass along to everybody.
I have a lot, but I say my favorite one is I heard this from my godfather, Oba Babatunde. He's been saying this in our family forever. He's another actor. He's amazing, coaches me for majority of my stuff. The quote is, it's not about how long you've been alive, it's about how long you've been paying attention. Right? So I know that there are a lot of people who are alive, but they're not living. There are a lot of people who are older, who have been alive for a long time, but they're not paying attention to how the world is moving now. So therefore, like, you're not on game, right?
Mhm.
So, like I said, it's not about how long you've been alive, it's about how long you've been paying attention. So just keep paying attention. Pay attention to, like, not only what's going on around you in your environment, but then pay attention to, like, your moves. Like, how are you moving? You know, how are things affecting people? Like, I know that if you want to be a creator or you want to be an actor, just focus on giving value. Sorry, I got someone calling me.
Mhm.
Focus on giving value instead of just trying to blow up, because as long as you give value, the blow up will happen. You show up in your craft and you pay attention to those little details, pay attention, be meticulous about what you do, So when it comes to you being an athlete or an entertainer, like, how can you be just that more meticulous and sharpen up in your craft that much more, therefore you can advance, And I say just go from there. There's a lot of ways you can take that quote and put it to so many areas, but it's like, don't be blind to shit,
I like that.
Great quote.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dom,
GG's in the
thank you.
chat. GG's in the chat. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all trying to play Fortnite, you know what I'm saying? Add me Dom's perspective. What's up?